And we have power! And it's all completed. The last bit that I had to do, which was actually quite hard, and I didn't want to record until I've done, is actually place this freaking beam emitter perfectly aligned with that. So, just to a quick recap of the stuff I've done, and this is, I'm gonna have to take that off the room in a minute because there's just too many wires and too overcomplicated. First and foremost, I removed the top roof because that was annoying. Secondly, I have to put this up here, not down there, as we need this to be like that. And so we put this beam emitter, I think this is called, right under the platform. It's got to be perfectly aligned. That's why it took me quite a bit longer to do. Got the console, we got this kind of antenna thingy going on, and obviously we got the power for all this, which is actually now power. So once I've connected wire to one of the to this one and this one to all the others, everything's now's got the power, and I think I'm ready to go. So should we test first, or I'm ready?
You sure? Okay.
Yeah, man, testing is for pussies.
Just step onto the platform.
Okay.
I'll start scanning for an institute signal to lock onto. Then, I fire her up and we see what happens.
Fantastic. Now, right before I step onto that, let me just do some inventory management, because I do have my stuff down here. So I'm gonna do that off camera, and then I'll be back and we can carry on. Alright guys, so I think I'm ready to go, or as ready as I'll ever be, I suppose. So I'm gonna jump in the platform and hopefully not regret this.
Okay, hold real still. I don't want any corruption of the molecular beam.
Alright.
Hey, by the way, I figured this was a golden opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. Yeah, this holotape's all set with a program that will scan their network and download anything it finds. Uh-oh. Yeah, we better hurry. And don't worry about that tubing wiggling around. It's, just there for decoration. Okay. Scanning for the Institute signal. Tracking RF. And... got it. Hold on to your butt.
Woo! That was scary though. But I'm getting there. Did I? Yes, I'm still in my power armor. To molecular level. Is this the institute? I think it is. Gotta be super careful. Computer terminal. Let's use this. View access log. Signal rerouted. Okay. So. Oh, right. R reload. Choose holotape to load network scanner. Okay. Initiate network scan. Ooh, hacking. Scan complete. How cool is that I can just load holotapes within computers? So terminals now are actually quite useful. Turn network detected. Play tape? Oh, I've already done this. Already downloaded everything. Network scanner added. So that takes care of that bit of the of the game, I suppose. Steam pack, addict toll. That's a medkit? How cool is that?
I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful.
Failed road to freedom.
I'm known as S.P.E.C.I.A.L. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
How kind. Started institutionalized. I already failed on quests. I'd like to know why. So, okay, inside job is done. Road to freedom. Desdemona. Oh, right, it was that one. Oh, I don't care about that. I can't do it off camera now, though, so. What if I tell him, okay, inaccessible. Pen and pencil, no thank you. I was gonna say, what if I tell him to screw you and just do something else other than going to the elevator, but of course... Oh. That is not possible. This is the only way to go, and I suppose I'll just go there.
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
That's not him, is it?
Jammed.
Look at that spanner. Applicator. Tweezers. Ear examiner. I'm just taking all this stuff because I think it's quite cool. Glass barrel. Red vase. Yeah, I'll take it. Trifold American flag. No, I'll leave that.
Don't have the key.
Okay, so it's...
Can't pick this.
What the hell am I supposed to do here then? It's meant to go to 2 places, but I don't think that's my son. I don't think that's Sean. That's another kid they kidnapped.
Need the key.
It doesn't tell me where to go. Should I go back in? Yeah, it's gonna take me back down. This was the only way that I saw that I could go, so that's why I took it. Clearly, it isn't. I don't know. No, it's gotta be. I just came from there, and other than that, I don't. Oh, this kind of sucks, man. I'm already lost. I already don't know what the hell to do. Okay, let's go back up. Ah, so it does have a top, just not sides. Any sides. Wait, so if it doesn't have any sides, how come it has a top? Ah, curious now. Okay. Moist.
Broken.
Um,
No way to pick this.
can I just sit in this chair? Oh, right, I can't sit while in a power arm.
Only opens with a key.
So should I take my power armor off? Oh, that's my gun out. There you go. I'm a bit lighter now.
Would need the key.
Can you just steps on that side? I just activated the radio, but nothing's happened. Alright, so apparently what I have to do is go back on the elevator. Keep on going? No? What the hell? It just told me to go back on the elevator. Unless it's not this elevator or something. Look at that. Look at the quest. Institutionalized. Enter the elevator. I've just done that. Unless the game's just been broken. Elevator access denied. Exit the power armor. Could the power armor be the issue? I don't think so. No, it isn't. And the only quest thingy that says is to go back. So it is my son.
Sean, it's me. I'm... I'm your dad.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
I am your father.
Yes, it's me. Your dad. I'm here, Sean.
What's going on? Father? Father!
Shh, shh, shh. It'll be okay, Sean. I'm here now.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here. Help me!
Please, Sean. I'm your father. Talk to me. Just open the door.
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
You fucking stay right there, Morgan Freeman.
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Father? That's your name? Your title?
Father is my unofficial title. It's what I've come to mean to the people of the Institute, just as you mean to your son, to Sean.
Just... help me understand what's going on here.
I promised answers, and answers you shall have. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
How is that even possible?
I know this is a lot to take in. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod, and went searching for the sun you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
But why? Why take a child? Why take you?
Ah, now that's the question, isn't it? Why me? At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
So the weird science experiments needed specimens. That's why they took you.
In a manner of speaking. Yes. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
Sean. It's really you.
It really is. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
Your mother. She never got to see you grow up.
Yes. What happened to her was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
I forget that it's been such a short time for you. I don't have any direct memories. And I've had my entire life to cope with the loss. Has it always been easy? Of course not. But I've done my best to move on and live my life. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
So you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
But, director? Why you?
I was the most qualified for the position, obviously. I've lived my life within these walls, dedicated to science like every other member of the Institute. My hard work has paid off. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
Okay, I'm gonna pause this for a second and call his bluff right now on how he cannot be Sean, because 60 years ago I've seen Kellogg and Sean was only a baby. If he was
I hope
16,
you're not too overwhelmed.
if it was 60 years ago, right? I found Kellogg not too long ago, and it didn't look older than 10 years. It didn't, because Kellogg was probably in his 30s, 40s maybe. Let's say even mid 20s. If he was 60
Really is a matter of
years in the future, Kellogg would have been 80, and Kellogg wasn't 80. So that's the plot hole. That's why it can't be Sean. That's why it hasn't been 60 years. It's only been 10.
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
Would you have preferred that I turned him loose on the Commonwealth? At least keeping him on a short leash kept
I
him
probably just
from
spoiled the whole
much too
plot for you guys.
The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. I know there's more for us to discuss, but the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?